Hey, so great to have you with us for our Friday edition of the video follow through. We are in 2 Corinthians chapter 1. We've been there all week, and today we're in verse 7. We're kind of getting toward the end here. And man, it is just an amazing, amazing, amazing passage today. And it's especially important because often what happens when we're dealing with suffering in our lives, right, when you're dealing with pain, is that you lose hope. And you probably had this happen when you think about someone else's situation. And that's what Paul is talking about here. He's saying, like, hey, these people in this church, they have a situation that you could look at if you weren't a believer, if you didn't know how great God was, if you hadn't seen all the incredible things like Paul had and that we often do, you might just be like, man, they're done. Like, they don't have any hope. But he says in verse 7, he says, our hope for you is unshaken. Our hope for you is unshaken. Now, he's already established, and if you watch the videos from earlier in the week, he's saying, look, we are sharing the same sufferings. They were undergoing persecution for their faith. The people in this church in Corinth were just so different from the society around them that was really, really kind of wicked and had really, really kind of gone off the rails. We often think of that, our own country and sometimes our own setting in that way. Like, where's morality at? Like, where is goodness? Where is people who want to live life God's way? Like where is that? And you got people constantly questioning, constantly attacking, constantly nitpicking and tearing you down for who you are and what you do. And Paul's going, look, you guys are dealing with that. I'm dealing with that. We kind of have that in common. And this is pretty cool. Like, you have that in common with the guy who wrote this book in the Bible. You're suffering for your faith. You're suffering for just who you are. As you try to stand up and do what's right. As you try to do what's right, even in your own family maybe. Right? Parents deal with this with their kids all the time. Like, the kids like not having it. Well, that's the way it is. Because the parent wants that child to grow and to love the Lord and to love what's good. And so Paul, knowing who God is, we can say, look, our hope for you is unshaken. My hope for you is unshaken. It hasn't gone away. It's not in trouble. Why? Because he says, for we know that as you share in our sufferings, there it is, you'll also share in our comfort. We always got to tell both sides of that story. That, yeah, it's bad and yeah, it's difficult, but look at what God is doing. Look at how awesome He is. Look at how He didn't just talk about loving us, but He went to the cross and suffered and died for us so that we could deal with anything, even death, and say, you know what? Jesus won the victory. I am His, and nothing will separate me, right? Paul writes in Romans 8, nothing is going to separate us from His love in Christ. So I want you to just remember today, your hope, it's not shaken. Let's communicate that to people. Hey, I see your situation is difficult, but look at who God is. Yeah, it doesn't feel like you could ever be forgiven. It doesn't feel like you'll ever move past whatever it is. There's hope because God is there. And the things that He could do, it's just amazing. The victory and the new life He gives to us. Let's embrace that and let's share that throughout our day. This comfort that God brings to us, all right? Have a great rest of your Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow for our Saturday follow-through video.